The battlefield was silent after the war. Smoke rose from the broken alien towers, and the sky flashed with dying sparks from destroyed ships. In the middle of the ruins, the alien girl named Lyra stood with chains around her wrists. Her people pushed her forward like she was an object, not a person. They whispered the same cruel words again and again, "War prize, war prize, war prize." Lyra kept her eyes down. Her heart was shaking inside her chest. From childhood, she heard stories that humans were monsters, that they burned planets and enjoyed fear. And now she was being given to them. Her life felt already over. A group of human soldiers walked forward. Their armor was scratched, their helmets cracked, but their steps were strong and calm. The man leading them was Captain Aaron Cole. He looked different from the stories she knew. He looked tired, not cruel. His face was sharp, but his eyes were strangely soft. The alien commander pushed Lyra closer. "She is our gift to you," he said. "A prize for your victory." Lyra waited for the human's reaction. She expected a smile of hunger, expected him to grab her like a trophy. But Aaron said nothing. He just stared at her for a long moment, and Lyra felt like he was not seeing a prize. He was seeing a person. Then Aaron did something that shocked everyone. He raised his hand and said quietly, "Take off her chains." Even the human soldiers blinked in surprise. The alien commander frowned. Lyra froze. She thought she heard wrong. No human would free a war prize. But then the chains clicked open and fell to the ground with a loud metallic sound. Lyra rubbed her wrists slowly. Her skin hurt. She stepped back in fear, expecting another trick, but Aaron just said, "You are safe now." His voice held no anger or desire. It felt honest. Too honest. His soldiers exchanged tense glances. Some whispered to each other. "Captain, this is not protocol," one said. "We cannot bring an alien onto the ship," another argued. But Aaron ignored them. He stepped closer to Lyra, but not too close, giving her space. "You will come with us," he said gently. "I promise you will not be harmed." Lyra did not trust him. How could she? Humans were killers, that's what she had been taught. But her own people had handed her away like nothing. The chains still lay at her feet. She had no choice but to follow. The walk to the human ship felt long and full of tension. Human soldiers watched her from a distance. Some looked curious, some angry, some confused. Whenever someone tried to come too close, Aaron simply lifted a hand and they stepped back. Lyra noticed something strange. The human ship's lights brightened when she passed. Doors opened automatically before she reached them. Systems beeped softly like they recognized her presence. Why was everything reacting to her? Inside the ship, Lyra felt small. The halls were wide, glowing with soft blue lights. Human crew members paused when they saw her. Some stared. Some whispered. One officer walked up to Aaron and spoke loudly so Lyra could hear. "Captain, this is a mistake. Aliens like her cannot be trusted." Aaron answered with a calm but sharp tone. "She is under my protection." Under his protection? Lyra felt a strange coldness in her chest. Why was this human risking so much for her? No one had ever done that before. Aaron brought her to a room. Lyra expected a prison cell with dark walls and metal bars. But instead, she found a clean space with a soft bed, warm lights, and folded clothes on a table. Nothing about it looked like a cage. She stood inside without moving. She watched Aaron carefully. "This is your room," he said. "You can rest here." Her voice trembled for the first time. Why? It was a simple question, but the most important one. Why was he helping her? Why was he treating her like she mattered? Aaron looked at her for a long second, and something in his eyes changed. There was sadness there, deep, quiet sadness. "You will understand later," he said. "For now, just know you are safe." He turned and walked away, leaving the door unlocked. Lyra stood still, unable to believe her own eyes. She touched the soft fabric of the clothes. She looked at the bed. Humans did not treat war prizes like this. Something was wrong. Something was hidden. The atmosphere around her felt mysterious and heavy. Every crew member she passed outside looked at her with a mix of fear and respect. Every machine reacted to her presence. Every soldier followed Aaron's orders without question, but their eyes showed doubt. Lyra sat on the bed slowly. Her heart beat fast. What was Aaron hiding? Why was he protecting her from his own people? Why did their ship react to her like she was special? The suspense grew in her mind like a storm. She could feel danger coming, but she also felt something new, something she never expected to feel around a human. Safety. But safety did not come without a price. And Lyra could sense that her real story had not even begun yet. Lyra woke up in the middle of the night, sweating from another nightmare. The room was quiet, too quiet. Human ships always had noise, machines breathing, engines humming, but tonight everything felt still. It felt wrong. She stood up slowly and walked to the door. It opened by itself again. She didn't know why the ship reacted to her like this. She stepped outside and looked around. The hallway lights brightened as she moved, as if greeting her. She felt fear twist in her stomach. Why did the ship behave like she belonged here? She walked softly down the hall, trying not to be noticed. She needed answers. She needed to know why Aaron treated her differently. Why he looked at her with that strange sadness. Why the human crew stared at her with something like respect, or fear. As Lyra turned a corner, she heard voices. Human officers were standing near the command room, arguing in low, angry tones. She stayed hidden, listening from the shadows. "She cannot stay here," one officer said, voice shaking with anger. "She is dangerous." "She is only a girl," another argued. "Girl or not, she is an alien heir. If the enemy finds out she's alive, they will come for us. All of us." Lyra's breath stopped. Heir. Enemy. Alive? None of it made sense. Another voice spoke, cold and sharp. "And what is the captain thinking? Protecting her? For what? Convenience? Guilt? Or something else?" Lyra felt her chest tighten. Why would Aaron feel guilt? She leaned closer, and her elbow hit the wall. The humans stopped talking instantly. A tall officer stepped forward and spotted her. His face froze in shock, then anger. "You shouldn't be here," he snapped. "You need to return to your room." Fear shot through her body. She stumbled back, but before the officer moved closer, a calm voice echoed down the hallway. "Step away from her. Aaron." He walked toward them with strong, controlled steps. His presence changed the air around them. Even angry officers lowered their eyes. Lyra noticed again, everyone obeyed Aaron without question. Almost like he wasn't just a commander. Almost like he was higher than that. The officer tried to argue. "Captain, she is listening to private discussions." Aaron cut him off with a single glance. "That is my responsibility, not yours." Then he turned to Lyra. "Come with me," he said softly. She followed him through the silent halls, heart beating fast. Every step felt heavy. Every shadow felt dangerous. When they reached a small observation room with a wide window showing stars outside, Aaron finally spoke. "You should not walk around the ship alone. Some people do not trust you." Lyra looked at him with unsettled eyes. "Why? Why do they fear me?" Aaron didn't answer right away. He looked out the window, hands behind his back. Fear comes when people believe in lies. And your people told many lies about humans. Lyra stepped closer. And what lies did they tell me? Aaron turned to her slowly. That humans are monsters. That we take what we want. That we destroy everything. And that we wanted the war. She swallowed. Is it not true? He shook his head. No. But the truth is more painful. Lyra waited, but Aaron didn't continue. He gave her the same heavy silence he gave her before. A silence full of secrets. Lyra's frustration broke through. Why are you protecting me then? Why did you free me? Why did you give me a room? Why are you risking your crew? Aaron's jaw tightened. He didn't look at her. You will know soon. But Lyra was done waiting. No, she said, voice trembling. I need to know now. I heard the officers. They said I am an heir. Aaron finally met her eyes. And something in his expression changed. It was shock. Real, deep shock. You overheard that? He asked quietly. Yes, she said. What does it mean? Heir to what? Aaron took one slow breath. Lyra, your people lied to you about more than humans. They lied to you about your own life. Her heart thumped hard. What are you saying? Before Aaron could answer, an alarm suddenly exploded through the ship. Red lights flashed. A robotic voice shouted through the speakers. Intruders on board. Intruders on board. Security breach in Sector D. Aaron grabbed Lyra's arm gently but urgently. Stay behind me. Lyra's fear turned cold. Who would come here? Aaron didn't hesitate. Your people. Her stomach dropped. My people. Why would they come now? Aaron looked at her with truth in his eyes. To silence you. Before you learn who you really are. Lyra froze. The ship rocked as something exploded in the distance. Soldiers ran past them with weapons ready. Screams echoed deeper in the ship. The attackers were already inside. Aaron stepped closer to her. You are not a war prize, Lyra. You were never meant to be one. They handed you to us because they could not kill you themselves. Lyra felt the world tilt around her. Why would they want to kill me? The hallway lights flickered. Alarms kept ringing. Aaron's voice turned low and serious. Because your life is the greatest threat to them. And the greatest hope for us. Before Lyra could ask anything more, a shadow moved fast around the corner, an assassin aiming directly at her. Aaron pushed her to the ground and shielded her with his body just as the shot fired. And everything around them burst into chaos. The blast shook the hallway. Aaron fell forward, shielding Lyra with his own body. The energy shot hit the wall behind them and burned a deep, glowing hole. Smoke filled the air. Lyra's ears rang, and her heart pounded so hard she could barely breathe. Aaron pulled her up quickly. Stay low, he ordered, voice tight but calm. The assassin stepped into the light. Lyra froze when she saw his armor. It was from her people. The same design. The same symbol. The symbol of the High Royal Guard. Her voice cracked. That armor, it belongs to. Yes, Aaron said. Your people sent him. The assassin lifted his weapon again. The glowing tip pointed at Lyra's chest. There was no hesitation in his movements. No mercy in his eyes. Aaron grabbed her hand and pulled her down the corridor before another blast fired. Guards rushed in and exchanged shots with the assassin. The ship filled with noise, explosions, running footsteps, alarms screaming from every direction. Lyra felt her legs shake as she ran. Why are they doing this? Why are my own people trying to kill me? Aaron didn't slow down. Because if you live, they lose everything. Lyra couldn't understand. What could she possibly have that threatened an entire empire? They reached a sealed door. Aaron placed his hand on a scanner and the door slid open. Inside was a locked chamber filled with blue holographic screens. The room hummed with low energy. Aaron shut the door behind them. "This is the safest place for now," he said. Lyra stood in the middle of the room, breathing fast, shaking. "You promised no one would hurt me," she whispered. "And I'm keeping that promise," Aaron said firmly. "I will protect you. Even if the whole world comes for you." There was something in his voice, a heaviness, like he had said these words before to someone else. Lyra's fear grew sharper. "What am I? Why do they want me dead?" Aaron hesitated. His eyes drifted to the holographic screens, then back to her. "Lyra, your existence was kept secret. Even from you." "My existence," she repeated softly. Aaron activated a hologram. A blue light rose from the table, forming the image of a tall alien king wearing armor with the same symbol she saw on the assassin. Lyra's eyes widened. "That is, my people's ruler." Aaron nodded. "Yes. King Vale. But he is not your ruler." Lyra blinked. "What do you mean?" Aaron took a slow breath. "He stole the throne." The words felt impossible. Impossible, but something inside her trembled like it already knew. "You are the true heir," Aaron said quietly. "The rightful queen of the Varine Empire." Lyra's world shattered. "That is not true," she whispered, stepping back. "Lyra. No. I'm no queen. I was a nobody. A common girl." Aaron's eyes softened. "That is what you were told. To keep you hidden. To keep you powerless." Lyra clutched her head. "This makes no sense. If I am really that, why would they give me away as a war prize? That is the opposite of protecting me." Aaron's face hardened. "They did not give you away. They abandoned you. Because killing a royal child is forbidden by their ancient law. So they let humans take you, believing we would do their dirty work." Lyra felt sick. "My people wanted the humans to kill me?" Aaron nodded slowly. "Yes." Her knees weakened. She sat on the floor, feeling the truth crush her like a weight. Everything she believed was a lie. Everything she loved was gone. The people she thought protected her had used her, and thrown her away. Aaron knelt down in front of her. "You survived because the humans don't follow your people's cruelty. But why did you protect me?" Lyra asked, voice shaking. "Why not leave me? Why risk your ship? Your crew?" Aaron looked at the ground for a moment, then back up at her. "Because I saw the records. I knew who you were before anyone else. And I knew they would come for you." Lyra stared at him. "So all this time, you knew?" "Yes." Her voice trembled. "And you still treated me like I mattered?" Aaron's voice turned softer than she had ever heard. "You matter more than you know." Before she could respond, the ship suddenly jolted. The lights flickered. A loud boom shook the room as if something crashed into the ship's hull. Lyra gasped. "Are they boarding again?" Aaron checked a screen. His face turned serious. "Not just boarding. They brought an elite strike team. They won't stop until they reach you." Lyra hugged herself tightly. "Can we escape?" Aaron shook his head. "No. Not yet. But there is something you need to see first." He opened another hologram, this time, a file marked with a royal crest. The data glowed bright gold. "This," Aaron said, "is the proof of your true identity." The file slowly revealed an image of a baby, wrapped in royal cloth, eyes glowing with the ancient Varine mark. Lyra covered her mouth. That is me." Aaron nodded. "And your people have spent your whole life hiding this truth. The alarm outside grew louder. Footsteps approached the chamber. The assassins were very close. Aaron stood up and pulled out his weapon. They are coming. Stay behind me. Lyra stood slowly, her fear turning into something new, anger. Pain. Truth. Her entire life was a lie. Her own people betrayed her. The humans saved her. And Aaron, he protected her when no one else did. The door shook violently as someone tried to break through. Aaron stepped forward. Lyra stepped behind him. And the battle for her identity began. The chamber door shook again. Harder this time. The metal bent inward. Whoever stood on the other side was strong, far stronger than normal soldiers. Lyra's breath caught in her throat as she stepped back until her shoulders pressed against the cold wall. Aaron kept his weapon aimed at the door. Stay behind me, he repeated. His voice was steady, but Lyra saw tension in his jaw. Even he knew this fight was different. A glowing blade pierced through the door, melting steel like butter. Sparks shot across the room. Lyra covered her ears as the sound echoed like a scream. Aaron whispered, "Elite royal hunters." Lyra's heart sank. These hunters, they only chase the most dangerous criminals. Aaron glanced at her. And today, they are here for you. The blade slashed again, cutting a long burning line. The door began to open, inch by inch. Blue smoke poured inside. Then a tall figure stepped through. His armor was black and gold, marked with the royal crest. His helmet had glowing orange eyes that locked directly onto Lyra, ignoring Aaron completely. The hunter's voice was calm and cold. "Princess Lyra," he said, "by order of King Vale, you must be eliminated." Lyra's knees shook. Eliminated, why? The hunter tilted his head slightly. You are a threat. A forgotten heir. A spark that could burn the throne. Aaron shifted his stance. You will not touch her. The hunter aimed his weapon at Aaron. Stand aside, human. She is not your concern. Aaron didn't move an inch. She is my responsibility. The hunter paused. His tone changed. For a human to protect a royal heir, it is unusual. Foolish. And pointless. In a flash, the hunter lunged forward. Aaron fired. The blast hit the hunter's armor, but it barely cracked. The hunter moved too fast, closing the distance in seconds. Aaron blocked the strike with his arm, the energy blade scraping against his armor. Sparks flew. Their bodies slammed into each other with force that shook the room. Lyra screamed, "Aaron!" But he didn't turn to her. He pushed the hunter back and shouted, "Run!" Lyra froze. "I won't leave you. Run!" Aaron repeated, louder this time. Another strike missed Aaron by inches. The hunter swung again, and Aaron ducked, rolling aside and firing two quick shots. The hunter absorbed them like they were nothing. Lyra stumbled toward the back of the chamber. A small emergency door blinked red, locked. She tried pressing the panel, but it didn't open. She felt helpless. She felt trapped. And for the first time in her life, she felt angry enough to fight. Aaron dodged a heavy strike, but the hunter kicked him hard. Aaron crashed into a console, metal bending under him. Lyra cried out, "Stop hurting him." The hunter turned toward her slowly. "You are the target." He stepped forward. Aaron forced himself up, blood dripping from his lip. "Stay away from her." But the hunter pointed his blade at Lyra's throat. "It ends now, princess." Lyra backed away until she hit the wall. Her breath came fast and sharp. Her heart felt like a drum inside her chest. And then, the lights in the chamber flickered. The ship spoke. A soft voice echoed through the speakers. "Royal signature detected." Lyra blinked. "What?" The hunter stopped moving. Aaron froze. The ship spoke again, louder this time. Authentic heir confirmed. The lights turned gold. Every screen in the room displayed the same symbol, the Vereen royal crest. Lyra stared in shock. The ship recognizes me. Aaron's eyes widened. Yes, he whispered. You carry the ancient royal energy. Machines can sense it. The hunter stepped back slightly. This is impossible. The heir's signature was erased from the records. Lyra looked at him with trembling fear turning into courage. Maybe you cannot erase something that is born inside. The room trembled as the ship unlocked a new protocol. A hidden panel opened behind Lyra, revealing a long staff glowing with blue energy. The staff pulsed softly, as if calling her. The hunter's voice cracked for the first time. No. That weapon belongs only to the true heir. Only royal blood can touch it. Aaron said quietly, Lyra, take it. Lyra hesitated. What if it kills me? What if it rejects me? Aaron shook his head. It won't. It knows who you are. The hunter lifted his blade again. She cannot take it. But Lyra stepped forward. With shaking hands, she reached for the staff. The moment she touched it, the weapon burst with bright blue light. Energy wrapped around her arms, her eyes glowing the same color. The chamber filled with wind. Light swirled around her like a storm. The hunter staggered back. No. No. This cannot be. Aaron watched her in awe. You are the queen they tried to erase, he whispered. Lyra lifted the staff, and energy hummed through the room. I am not your war prize, she said quietly. And I am not your victim. The hunter lunged forward, but Lyra raised the staff. A wave of blue energy blasted him across the room, throwing him into the wall so hard the metal cracked. He didn't move again. Silence filled the chamber. Lyra fell to her knees, shaking with fear and power she never knew she had. Aaron rushed to her side and caught her before she collapsed. You did it, he said softly. You awakened your royal power. Lyra looked up at him with weak eyes. Aaron, what happens now? He took a slow breath. Now the whole empire will come for you. Her heart froze. And we must survive long enough to tell the truth. The chamber was silent except for Lyra's heavy breathing. She still held the glowing staff, but her hands trembled around it. The power inside her felt too big, too heavy, like a storm trapped under her skin. Aaron kept his arm around her, steadying her before she collapsed completely. Outside the chamber, alarms continued to scream. Distant explosions shook the ship. Footsteps echoed through the halls, some human soldiers running to defend, others running to escape. Aaron looked at the sealed door. They will send more hunters, he said. Lyra swallowed. How many more? Aaron's expression darkened. An entire fleet. The words froze Lyra's blood. A whole fleet, coming for one girl. She looked down at the hunter collapse on the floor. His armor was cracked, his helmet dark. She still couldn't believe she defeated him. She couldn't believe she unlocked a weapon that belonged only to a queen. Aaron, she whispered, I didn't want this. I didn't want to be a queen. Aaron touched her shoulder gently. I know. Why me? Lyra cried. Why not someone stronger? Someone who knows how to fight. Someone who wants the throne. Aaron shook his head. Because the one who does not want power, is the one who deserves it. Lyra looked into Aaron's eyes. There was something in them, something deep, something painful, something unspoken. Aaron, she said softly, you knew this would happen, didn't you? Aaron exhaled. Yes. And you didn't tell me? His voice lowered. I wanted to protect you from the truth as long as possible. Before Lyra could speak, the entire ship shook violently. Lights flickered. A loud boom echoed like thunder. Aaron snapped toward the screen. They're here. He opened a large holographic map. Outside the human ship, dozens, no, hundreds, of alien warships surrounded them in a tight circle. Lyra gasped. This many ships, for me. Not for you, Aaron said softly. For what you represent. The intercom crackled. Captain Cole, a human officer shouted, we cannot fight this many. We need orders. Aaron pressed the comms button. Hold your positions. Do not fire. Do not step back. The officer sounded terrified. Sir, that's suicide. Aaron spoke with calm authority. Not today. Lyra stared at him. Why are they listening to you? You are not just a captain, are you? Aaron froze. He didn't answer. Lyra stepped closer. You command them like you command the entire ship. You protect me like you protect something important. Aaron, who are you really? Aaron looked away. That does not matter. It does to me. For the first time, Aaron's voice trembled a little. My rank, my title, they were taken from me. Taken? Why? Aaron looked at her with eyes full of quiet pain. Because I refused to follow an order. An order to kill an innocent royal child. Lyra's breath stopped. You saved me. Aaron nodded slowly. Yes, Lyra. It was me. I found the report. I found where your people planned to abandon you. I saw the command to execute you. And I refused. Lyra felt her chest tighten. You risked your life, your career, your future, for me. Aaron shook his head softly. Not for you. For what is right. Lyra's eyes filled with tears she didn't even understand. You knew who I was. You knew the danger. And you still protected me. Aaron smiled faintly. I would do it again. Before she could speak, the ship's lights turned red. A deep voice echoed through the speakers. Human vessel. Surrender the girl. Or be destroyed. Lyra's heart dropped. That voice. I know it. Aaron's jaw tightened. King Vale. The king's voice echoed again. Return the stolen heir. She does not belong to humans. She belongs to her empire. Lyra clenched the staff tightly. I belong to no one. The king laughed, a cold, cruel laugh. You think you can stand against me? You are a lost child. A forgotten name. You ran from your destiny. And now you will die for it. Aaron slammed his hand on the console. She did not run. You tried to kill her. The king ignored him. Bring the girl to me, Aaron Cole. Do not force me to destroy your people. Lyra turned slowly toward Aaron. You knew the king personally. Aaron nodded. Yes. Before he stole the throne, he asked me to help kill you. Lyra stepped back a little, stunned. And you refused. That refusal cost me everything, Aaron whispered. My rank. My future. My name. Lyra stared at him with new eyes. Aaron, you lost everything because of me. He shook his head. I did not lose you. Before she could answer, the ship shook again, harder than before. Sparks fell from the ceiling. The roar of engines filled the halls. Aaron checked the scans. They're charging their cannons. They will destroy us in seconds. Lyra held the staff close to her chest. Aaron, what do we do? He looked at her with unwavering faith. You choose. Choose what? Aaron stepped closer. To run, to surrender, or to face the entire empire as their true queen. Lyra felt her fear melt into something sharper. Strength. She lifted the glowing staff. Her eyes shone bright blue. "I choose," she whispered, voice trembling with power. "To fight." The moment she said it, the staff burst with a beam of energy so strong the chamber walls shook. The ship responded, unlocking forgotten systems, activating ancient protocols. The Empire outside prepared to fire. But Lyra raised the staff high. And the screen faded to white.